Alright. Hello everyone, I am Sawneyrath11 and I will be bringing you Super Mario World 11 Exit Glitchless. Now, just to make a quick clarification on Glitchless, that is going to be me not being able to use the orb glitch or the cloud glitch by eating a charging chuck with Yoshi. So, without any further ado, we'll get this run underway. So, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So, this run is going to be the way that you may have played through the game quickly by playing casually, just with a lot of the speedrun tricks involved. So, we're going to skip the Yoshi's Island 1 as well as Yellow Switch Palace entirely because we don't need those. And after playing Yoshi's Island 2 for who knows how many times overall, I'm just going to collect, you know, a few coins here and there and just make a fun run out of Yoshi's Island 2. Have a good time overall. And maybe even get 361, but unfortunately it ended up being a 360 instead of the 361. And I need to remember to actually split. So here in Yoshi's Island 3, I did a box jump in order to jump to the top of the stage relatively quickly. And I'm going to be running on these rotating platforms for as long as I possibly can in order to just move a little bit faster overall. Try to finish the stage with 259 seconds on the timer, which is the optimal time to have to finish this stage. And just like that, we're good to go. So, I do see a question about skipping the checkpoints. That is actually to make Castle 1, Iggy's Castle, much easier overall. The first jump in Iggy's Castle is actually quite difficult. Well, if you're Super Mario, it's quite difficult, but if you're Small Mario, it's no problem. I'm not going to go for the shell jump here in Yoshi's Island 3 just because I haven't practiced it enough, so I'm not quite good enough at it. So, I'm just going to take the dip of shame, but even still, finish relatively quickly overall, and forget that I'm running splits. So now we are going into Castle 1, Iggy's Castle. That first jump is really tight if you're Super Mario. Definitely possible, but very, very tight. So that's why I've skipped every checkpoint and just about every power-up up until then. So now, it's an auto-scroller with smashers, because mandatory auto-scrollers, we gotta have fun with them. But we are going to go ahead and pick up a Fire Flower here, just to be able to kill Iggy relatively quickly overall. And maybe mash a few fireballs out, because I feel like it. But auto-scroller is over, and Iggy's dead just like that. So, pretty easy level overall. The only thing that may trip people up is that first jump, just because it can be relatively tight. But now we got the intermission of the castle being destroyed, the Yoshi egg just yelling, "Thank you!" And the text asking what might be awaiting us in Donut Plains. Well, about to see what awaits us in Donut Plains. So, Donut Plains is going to give us our introduction of the Cape. And I've already lost it. Sweet, this is going well. So, fortunately, I know where multiple capes are in this level. And this is going to be really slow, but hey, it's a marathon. It happens. So we're just going to fly over the level, get to the keyhole, call it a day. So, just like that, we're going into Donut Secret 1, which is one of our mandatory water levels. There are going to be 2 water levels overall in this. And both of them are relatively easy. There are a couple of things that could go wrong, but I think things are going to be okay overall. We're going to be going into Bowser's Castle through the front door, because the Star Road that connects to Valley of Bowser 4 also connects to the front door of Bowser's Castle. So, just like that, we're done with Donut Secret 1. And we're going to be moving on to Donut Ghost House. And this level has a very fun flight section, because it requires us to use spin flight just to be able to make it through a certain part, specifically the second room of the ghost house, relatively quickly. So here we go. And nailed it. By bonking on that block, I'm able to set up my movement so that way I'm able to just avoid the boomerang altogether. And now we're on to the second boss fight of 3 in this run, the Big Boo. So 3 hits with these blue blocks, and the Big Boo is done. Unfortunately, Donut Plains 1 had a terrible time, but it's okay. I keep forgetting to split, because I'm not used to having actual splits up for a marathon run, to be completely honest. So now we're going to move on to Star World, and this is actually where zips are going to come into play. Star World 1, there's a mechanic with these turn blocks that only 4 turn blocks can be spinning on the screen at a time. So we're actually going to abuse this to zip. Unfortunately, I failed at it for the second one, but even still, finishing with 283, that's decent for zipping down 1 block. Star World 2 is the other mandatory water level, where we're just going to pick up this blue Yoshi and we're going to carry it all the way to the keyhole. Because, why not? It's faster to move while holding an item in the Mario universe, so I don't question it. I just go with it because Nintendo logic totally makes sense. So, just like that, done with Star World 2. So, with the Japanese version, it saves about half of a second per save block, and that's a double grab. So, it saves about a second on this run, overall. So, Star World 3, it was literally just fly up and reach the end of the stage. Star World 4 is fly underneath the stage, literally. We're going to gain a little bit of height and finish up the stage relatively easily. And now, we are entering Bowser's Castle, the final level of the run already. So, I'm going to be doing doors 2 and 7, and I'm actually going to... Well, I missed it. I was actually trying to set up flying into this room to make it go a little bit faster by sliding into the door after initiating flight. But unfortunately, I just didn't quite get it. And I didn't even get it on door 7 either. So, now we're into the dark room, which on my TV is not super dark at all. It's actually quite bright. And now we are on to Bowser, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to disappoint a few of you. I am not going to go for the cape kill, because I'm not consistent enough with that, but I will at least go for ball skip and early cycle on phase 3. This is actually a very easy run to learn overall. So Bowser's just going to keep flying around in this elongated U pattern, drop out a couple Mecha Koopas from time to time, and as soon as he goes back into the clown car and spits out another Mecha Koopa, that's when I time to hit him. So it actually is really easy to do, but at the same time, it's really easy to mess up. So every time we enter a new phase of the Bowser fight, Toadstool is going to spit out a mushroom at us. And we're in phase 2, which has something some of you may know as ball skip. So here I go to attempt it. Got it, and got hit at the same time. That's fine. I don't need the cape anymore anyway. I did everything I needed to with the cape. So now it's just going to be entering Bowser phase 3. 2 more hits remain, and Bowser will be done. Here in phase 3, Bowser is actually going to ground pound with the clown car. And it doesn't do anything real special. It's just ground pounds. So I dropped the Mecha Koopa instead of throwing it. That's fine. So if I had done the early hit on Bowser, then I would have only had to sit through 5 jumps, but instead I have to sit through 8, which is no biggie. But with that, the run is done. Not a PB, but it is definitely a time I will take for a marathon run, considering I did lose Cape in Donut Plains 1. So, that's Super Mario World. Unfortunate that I lost the Mecha Koopa there in phase 3, but, you know, gotta deal with it. Thank y'all for the GGs. Be sure to stay tuned, because next up we will have Earthbound from Raikou Rider. And if I remember correctly, that's going to be an Ancient Cave randomizer, and the Ancient Cave randomizer is quite good. Who loses the Cape in Donut Plains 1? This guy!